Subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on this bell icon to get all the latest videos. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I have an amazing video for you guys, and it's about the most detailed camera comparison and the camera review actually of the Asus Zenphone Max Pro M1, because I have compared the camera quality after the September update in different scenarios, suppose close-up shot, long shot, outdoor shot, indoor shot, and every single scenario, the food shot and the bokeh and the front bokeh and the back bokeh, and every single condition of the photo in Asus Zenphone Max Pro M1 after the September update. So I'm not gonna edit this video, because if I edit this, the photo will also be edited, so I'm not gonna edit this photo or video anything. If for example, if you want some proof, it is close-up shot. If I right click, and as you can see 2.6 MB, which is not edited and it is not rendered. So if I rendered, it would be some KB, not MB. Okay, so that's you need to understand. So in the first close-up shot, as you can see the bokeh effect in the background, it looks so amazing, and as you can see the photo looks so good. And just look, when I zoom in up to 25%, and there is the bokeh is quite nice, and the edge detection is proper, and the object detection is also nice. So that's really good after the update. But before the update, the object detection was not that good, especially in the macro. So if I zoom in this another picture, as you can see the headphone looks really good, and in the macro shot it is object properly and it detects the scene properly, and also it did some background blur as well, but I did not take it in portrait mode as well because there is no need for that. And I also checking the macro shot. So the main important thing is the front object, that it is detecting properly. So now it's time to show you some food image that I have taken as for an example. So if I open this image, as you can see, if I zoom in up to 25%, now let me zoom in. Now as you can see the photo is really detailed, and the cup, which is not in detail because I'm not focusing on to that, I'm just focusing on the biscuits and the cookies. So it is detecting really properly. The food image looks really nice. In that image also, if I zoom in the picture more and more, there is a lot of detail. As you can see the cookies looks really sharp and beautiful, and all of them look so tasty. So as you can see, if I zoom out now, it looks really good. The total image is so good to see. So I'm really happy with the new update here. As you can see, we have a new curry which is really tasty, and we also have a really nice focus onto that, and the color looks amazing, really sharp, vibrant, and the color looks really natural, and the background also looks really good. Image is absolutely gorgeous. So the food image looks really awesome, and the Asus Zenphone Max Pro M1. Now let's see another image of the food, and it's a cake, and it's, as you can see, it looks awesome, and everything looks sharp, clear, and vibrant, and obviously the object is captured properly. So that's also a nice. So let's go to another image here, and it is taken in flash. If I zoom in up to 33%, 34%, still it is keeping the every single detail of the image, and it looks so vibrant, so colorful, and so natural. So that's awesome. In food category it does really well, Asus Zenphone Max Pro M1. As you can see, I'm zooming up to 66%. It looks so good and so awesome. Same as before, it's also an amazing looking food pictures which you can take in Asus Zenphone Max Pro M1. Some people complain about the flash on this image, but especially when you use HDR in the flash, which is auto HDR, which is especially in for flashlight situation when you need to use that, and you can get a nice vibrant and nice saturated color in the flashlight as well. When you want to take some document shot or some document or PDF or anything important to you of any document format, if you want to take the pictures of them, it is depend how you want to look. And also I give you some document shot for an example like this, where you can understand how the document will look in your image. So that will be really helpful for you. As you can see, if I zoom in, it looks so good, and there is no hesitation, and the focus and the blur, everything look perfect. And especially if the focus on this image is really good, the image comes out to be really sharp. Now let's go to another image, and I have taken this with different conditions, suppose flash, so that you can see what it will look in your document. If you want to take any document picture with flash, look at this design, it looks so good, and everything looks so awesome here. And I have zoomed in up to 65%, still it is not distracting, and it is also keeping its resolution properly. So let's go to another image. Here is also a screenshot screen of my monitor, and if I zoom in for you guys, as you can see, the color looks absolutely gorgeous and it is not washed out, especially when you take a picture of any screenshot or any image of monitor. It looks washed out, but in that case it is not washed out. It keeping the brightness, contrast, color, everything in proper. So this is another image of a screenshot of my monitor, and also looks the same. It looks so good compared to the previous. It also keeping every single detail and color contrast of the screen as well. So I wanted to check actually the close-up flash of that image of any document. Suppose the document of model with dress marketing. So if you want to do that, you can take any product photography in the document as well. You can take a picture from the document and you can do the product photography from that, and in this case also the flash works really well. So if you go to the next image, this is without flash, and obviously this picture was low light situation. Also it looks good in, it's also performing really good in low light situation. Not the best, but really good. Now let's come to everyone's most favorite, the bokeh effect, the portrait mode that everyone use and love in the Asus Zenphone Max Prime 1 and the new latest smartphone that all have bokeh effect in their front and back as well. This is obviously taken by the front bokeh, which has only a single camera, but surprisingly it is doing really well. Look at the skin tone. If I zoom in, as you can see, the skin tone looks so good and so natural, and every single detail, as you can see, and the age detection is really awesome in that price point. I think this is one of the best age detection of camera phone I have ever seen in this price point. And the detail, the skin tone, everything is really good, especially after the update. It looks so good. And in that image, as you can see, the age detection is excellent, the skin tone is excellent, and every single thing in here, and the sharpness also look good, and the color accuracy is also very good. And if you zoom in also, they're keeping the details, everything here in the image. So let's go to another image, and this image also, it has a lot of detail and a lot of, I wanted to check actually the detail in this image and the background blur. So as you can see, it's nice background blur, and in this image I increased the background blur a lot. So I wanted to check that, so that's for all you guys. I told you this is the most advanced and the most proper camera review of many samples, so I think you guys gonna love this. So in this picture there is a lot of light. Obviously the picture gonna look so good because there is a lot of light, and the skin tone is really rich and colorful and full of detail, and the background and the object detection 100 out of 100. That's really awesome. Now this is a front facing shot of my friend, and this is from especially from the front camera, and in that place there is not many light but adequate, and as you can see it looks so good, and the detailing on that front facing camera is really good, although it is only 8 megapixel, but it works really charm. Now I have some outdoor shot for you guys, and some of you wanted to know about how it performs in outdoor condition, so here you guys. But what I can see, the dynamic range of this camera is not that good. It is below average, I think. As you can see, the place is had adequate light, but as you can see the shadows are not so highlighted. The shadows are really dark, which means that dynamic range of that phone is not improved yet, and it is quite poor, I think. Go to the next image. In that photo, somehow the dynamic range performed well, and as you can see, the dynamic range compared to the previous image, it looks good. I think the camera auto selected the ISO and adjusted the ISO properly in that particular image, but the dynamic range is not up to the mark. As you can see, the background in the sky, there is sky is blown out. It means it is not so good in direct sunlight, and the high dynamic range is not so good in that. And this is also an outdoor shot, and in this shot the color looks really natural, and the everything looks so good, I think. And it is, if I zoom in, suppose I zoom in up to 62%, and as you can see there is a lot of detail in that image, and the object detection is nice, the blur is awesome, and the close object is blurred properly. and the front and the back end, everything looks good in that image. So in that image it is 90 out of 100. So that's really awesome. So let's go to the another image. I have taken this with vertically, and in also in vertical condition it is taking the image really awesome. It is punchy, it is natural obviously, and it is sharp as well. So object detection is also really good in that image. If I go to another image, obviously this is during the Ramadan of our Eid. So in that case we bought some goat. So as you can see, if I zoom in the picture, obviously you can see the detail and every single thing here. You can judge here, but I think the dynamic range is not so good in that image. Else everything is good. The shadows are good, and the highlights and the sharpness is good. The blur effect is good, the sharpness is good, but the dynamic range lacks a lot, as you can see in this image as well. So let's see how the primary camera performs as well. Here, let's zoom in, let's see the detail first. Detail is good, but not that good to me. It looks a little bit blurry, but the skin tone is nice. Skin tone is properly adjusted, and the color accuracy is really good. But there is some lackings in the shadow and some lacking in the focus in that particular image. So if I zoom in that image looks perfectly fine, except the color is little bit of washed out compared to the previous image. That was really perfect, but not in that image. That image skin tone is little bit of dull, and the color accuracy not that great on that image. I think the ISO is not set properly on that image, but the object detection is and the blur is perfect here on that image. Also the object detection is nice and the color correction is proper, but there is a lot of grain and noise in that image. As you can see in the face, there is a lot of grain and a lot of noise in that image. If I go to the next image, so this image looks really good because the backlighting was so good in the sunlight, and the guy the kid even cannot see properly because there is a lot of light there, and the pose was really nice, man. This is really funny. This picture is really good looking. So this is another funny pictures of this kid, and look at the detailing of this image. It looks absolutely crazy. 57% zoom, and still it is keeping the every single detail in the eyes and the shadows and the eyebrows and every single facet, even in the nose section. So the detail is nice in that image because there has a adequate light in that, and also the background also looks so good and nothing is washed out. Everything is perfect. So if I go to that image, and I am taking his picture as well to see the background lighting. There is a lot of background light from that window, and I want to check how it comes in that case. So in that condition also the image came out to be really nice, punchy and sharp, and the blur is proper, and there is not of lot of noise here. So very less noise, and the sharp and crisp and clear, and the color contrast, everything looks perfect in this image. So that's nice. So now let's check out some of the primary camera bokeh shots. As you can see, the bokeh is really working fine, although in some of the places it is not doing so well. Suppose in that area it is not doing this bokeh effect not so perfectly, but on the most of the case it looks awesome. And the front object that we are focusing especially on is really nice, except these places the hand is blurred out. So everything except that is quite good. In this image the object detection is much more better. As you can see, the background is blurred perfectly, and the front object is the person looks so sharp, and it is detecting the front object really awesomely. So the portrait mode works really awesome, and the depth sensing camera, which has a 5 megapixel shooter, doing really well job, except for 2 or more issues in the hand, in the close to the hand, or everything is perfect except these places. This hand is blown out, and this good. And let's go to another image here. Now this is another image which I wanted to test in the indoor lighting condition. There is not much light here, so if I zoom in, As you can see, it is getting a little bit of grainy tint on it and not so smooth. But I wanted to check the dynamic range. As you can see, if I check in the outdoor, there is a lot of light coming from the sun, but it is not keeping that light properly because it has a very poor dynamic range condition in that camera. So that is the most disappointed thing about this smartphone camera of the Asus Zenphone Max Pro, that the dynamic range is really bad. If you take a picture behind a huge sunlight, you cannot see anything. It is washed out, blown out, every single thing is trash if you do that. But elsewhere it is very good in bokeh, and it is really good in sharpness, and it can detect the object, especially in the front object, really smoothly, perfectly, and the highlight is really good, and the color contrast is also very good if you are giving a nice lighting condition. But 90% of the time it does the work really perfectly. Now let's check a video sample of 1080p which I captured here. Obviously I didn't capture it in 4K because the 4K is not that good in that, so I have captured it in 1080p and check the stabilization, because there is no stabilization in that and no OIS. I wish in the next update they enable the OIS, but the video quality is quite nice and the colors are punchy and really sharp. And as you can see, the kid is very helpful and very naughty to the, especially to the animals. She likes that goat, but she is doing a very naughty things with the goat, which is really a funny thing, as you can see, which is really funny. So that's all for it, guys. Today I showed you every single condition, the front, back, and front bokeh. The I have showed you this particular video, the front bokeh, the primary bokeh, the front bokeh, and the very different lighting conditions, the HDR capability, and every single situation that you want to like to see in Asus Zenphone Max Pro M1, especially after the September update. So I hope you guys like the video, and if you like it, obviously give it a thumbs up. If you don't like, give it a thumbs down, and obviously share my video so that I can grow more onto the YouTube channel. So thanks for watching, guys. Keep in touch with me in the next video. So thanks for watching, guys. Peace out. I'll catch up in the next video.